Hi everyone, my name is Angela from Angela Stitches and welcome back to my channel. So I only got the halo part of this design finished and I have my angel here. So this piece will go behind the angel like this. I don't think you could see it very well, but it's gonna fit just right onto her head. But it's not really showing all that much. But yeah, it's just like my Christmas star angel. So this is my Christmas star angel and the halo is going to fit perfectly to her head just like this. So the snow angel is gonna work the same. But yeah, so that's my progress on that and that's all I got done on my angel. And then before I worked on this halo, I worked on my Jamaica Santa. So with this, I know this is kind of silly, but just to make this interesting for me, I'm stitching in order of how this chart is listed. Or I mean the DMC is listed. So after I got the hat portion done and also his hair and a little bit of his jacket, that's when I started from the top of this list and worked everything in order of this list. So I started from this triangle symbol and finished all of the stitches for that and then move on to the next one and do all the stitches for that and so on and so forth. So I'm just doing that and really no reason. I just don't have to think about what to stitch next. But also it's because these Mill Hill kits has a lot of beads in them. So when I'm looking for a symbol to stitch and then I check it's a bead symbol, so I go back and look at the chart again and choose another symbol and then it's another bead symbol. And I don't really want to spend a lot of time just reading the chart. So if I want to make good progress on my webs, I just gotta start stitching. So going in order of the list helps me to make more progress, I think. So but anyways, I'm about right here in the chart. So I think I'm like halfway through with the cross stitches. So these are the two that I'll be working on this week, and I think I'll start my other Santa, the Merry Christmas Santa that I just kitted up last week. So you'll be seeing that in this video as well. And a new start is always really fun. So super excited about that. And I forgot to talk about this, so I decided to cut this corner here because when I'm stitching, the thread would get caught in this corner even more now since I'm moving to this side of the paper, so I just cut that piece off so that there's nothing to get caught on and the crease won't get even worse. And that's been working out really well. So if you find your thread getting caught in the corners, just cut the corners off in the diagonal way and smooth it out, and then you won't have that problem. But yeah, I think you can still see the crease if I move the paper like this. But yeah, that's why I cut out the corner like this, because I felt like it was going to rip off pretty soon. And it's better to cut it clean with scissors instead of cleaning a crease later on, so. So I just wanted to show you what I got for my knitting projects. So my mom and I decided to start knitting together, so I'll show you what I got. So this is a hat design and this is what my mom will be making, and it's really cute, and I'm just hoping that we can finish this soon so that she can wear this winter. So it also came with this, I don't know, like cherry I guess, and it's really pretty. And it's from a store here in Korea, but I'll still have the link to it in the description box. And this is going to be my knitting project. I don't know how to knit. Well, I do a little bit, but close to knowing nothing. So I got the most simplest thing that they had, and it called for 2 of these, and I hope I can do this. It looks pretty simple. And then I also got some needles. This was a gift. And then I got a 9mm and a 5.5 and a 5. But yeah, so my mom and I are probably going to work on this after New Year's. But what my mom really wants to make is a sweater, so I guess in 2021 my mom and I are both going to be knitting, and hopefully in a couple of months we would feel comfortable enough to make sweaters. Well, I actually want to make socks. So by next winter I'm hoping to have a sweater and a pair of socks between the two of us working on it. I think that's pretty doable. And it's also really exciting because my mom doesn't share my cross-stitching hobby or anything making really. Well, she actually makes rosary bracelets and she also has an Etsy shop, but she just started like right before COVID. She started adding items to her shop, but then COVID happened. But yeah, that was another thing that we kind of spent time doing together. But now we're both going to be knitting, so I'm really excited about this new thing that we're going to bond over. Now I just gotta make my dad do something with me. It would be really funny if my dad wants to diamond paint with me or something. Today I'm going to talk about my plans for the new year since it's the last day of 2020. So I have my whips here to show you and possible new starts. So Mirabilias and some lavender and lace charts. So I'll talk about this after I show you my progress on my perforated paper projects. So I worked on my Jamaica Santa and I feel like I'm really close to a finish. You can see the map he's holding, and yeah, so I don't really have anything more to say about this. I'm just going to work on this until I finish it without giving it any breaks. And then I also worked on Snow Angel and finished the first side of the wings and then started on the second side. So this is going really well as well, but yeah, those are the only two things that I'm working on right now. And then I think I'll start this tonight if I have the time to, since I have everything ready to start this, and this looks really cute. I was going to start this after I finish Snow Angel or Jamaica Santa, one of those two, but I don't think I can wait anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna start this pretty soon, probably tonight, and also maybe start kitting this up. This is one of the Celtic Santas, the Wales Santa, and I'm going to kit this up, and I have more of these containers still. So I'm gonna do that and maybe start this next month. So along with my 2021 plans, which I'll get into in a minute, I'm still going to work on my perforated paper projects throughout 2021, so the Santas and the Angels, and I'm planning on getting more paper projects, so I'll be continuing with these. And someone asked me how to get your stitches look nice on perforated paper, since you're using 3 strands. It's kind of tricky to make it look neat, so I don't really pay too much attention to the way my stitches look on perforated paper. And it's hard to see in this one, so this is a little brighter, so my stitches aren't perfect at all. And to be honest, it never really bothered me, and I don't think I do anything special. But one thing that I do when I thread my needle with 3 strands is to lay the 3 strands flat. So I have my needle for perforated papers, and I'm not sure what size these are, but it's the needle that came with the kit, and it's a lot thicker than what I use on 40 counts or 32 counts. So here I have my 3 strands. So instead of using this straight away, I kind of separate them and make sure nothing's twisted. And then I have them lay flat next to each other, just like this. And then thread my needle with the strands without disturbing their form. And usually when I stitch, even though I lay them flat, I end up twisting the floss anyways, but when I see my stitches and see the 3 strands are laying on top of each other, that's when I kind of let go of the needle and let it untwist, if that makes sense. But yeah, as I'm stitching, I can always see my threads get all twisted and bunch up, and it almost happens all the time, and that's when my stitches look a little wonky. So I just have it let it dangle and let it untwist by itself, and it kind of helps. So I don't know if that's a really good tip or not, and I don't do this all the time because I don't really care how my stitches look on perforated paper. I think when I stitch on 32 counts, that's when I kind of make sure my stitches are neat and even. But for some reason on perforated paper and stitching with 3 strands, I'm not really bothered by it. But yeah, that's how I stitch on perforated paper with 3 strands. Okay, so my goal for this year is to bring down my number of whips. And honestly, I don't know how many whips that I have right now, and I'm not even interested in finding out. But I'm going to focus on my mirrors and lavender and laces and start some new projects. And I think I said this year that I wanted to finish a lot of things and bring down my number of whips. So it seems like I say this every year and then I end up starting a bunch of new things, but I also finished a lot of things this year, so I don't think my overall whip number changed at all. So I think I feel okay about starting a bunch of new projects. So I want to work on finishing some bigger projects like my Mirabilia and Lavender and Lace projects that I've started, but I'm also planning on starting more of them. I'm not sure what to talk about first, but okay, let's start with this one. So this is my Firefly Fairies by Lavender and Lace, and this is what it looks like. And the chart tells you to bleach your fabric to create this pattern, but I didn't do that, and instead I got this fabric, and it already had this orange modeling on it that kind of resembled this light, so I decided to just use this fabric for it. And I'm stitching this whole design in a mirror image because I wanted the fairies to face the modeling because this is curved this way, and I was going to use the other side, but then it had this really dark red modeling on it, so I decided to use the opposite side. But then if I wanted the fairies to look towards the modeling, I had to flip the image in a mirror image, so that's why I did that. And I'm just in the middle and got the 3 colors in, but mostly the blue fairy. But yeah, I'm just using the chart as is and just stitching it backwards as I'm stitching. So I didn't make a copy that was in a mirror image, so this is going really slow. But it's really pretty and I think it's kind of fun and challenging. And I don't think I said the name of this fabric, but this is a 32 count Crystal Da Vinci by Picture This Plus. It's a very pretty purplish and orange fabric. So this is one of the projects that I really want to finish in 2021. And then I have another lavender and lace, and this is called Blue Moon Angel. And I can't seem to find the chart, so I'll edit in a picture of what this looks like when it's finished. But this is one of my favorite angels by Lavender and Lace just because it's called Blue Moon. Because one of my favorite songs is called Blue Moon by Elvis Presley, so yeah, and I'm stitching the skin 1/1 and everything else 2/2. And I can't remember the name of this fabric. I know it's by Picture This Plus and that it's a 32 count. But if you really want to know, if you go back and look at my older videos, I'll probably set it there. But yeah, this is one that I wanted to finish this year, but I kind of forgot about it, so I'll be working on this next year. So those are the 2 lavender and laces that I've started, and I only have one mirror that I'm working on, and that is Sleeping Beauty. And I think this is so pretty and so much fun to work on because I absolutely love stitching on 40 counts. So this is a 40 count fabric by Color and Cotton, and I'm stitching 1/2, and my stitches look really nice. I love the fabric that I chose for this, I love the colors. And later for the beads, I'm just going to convert them into the smaller size of the same colors. So that will be easy to convert, I think. So yeah, I really want to finish this in 2021, but with my other 2 lavender laces, I'm not really sure. But yeah, those are the 3 whips that I have. So I'll talk about my new starts and plans, and I don't have any like solid plans for these, like the fabrics and the dates when I'll start these, but I'll just talk about my general plans for the new year. So since I have my own studio and I have a tiny oven in the studio and more space than in my bedroom, I think I'm gonna start dyeing my own fabrics. I'm probably going to have to do a lot of experimenting and do a lot of research on how to create modeling and things like that. And I know there's a lot of videos out there, but for dye, I'll probably just use Ritz dye or whatever dye is available here to me and try coffee dyeing again, and I think it'll be really fun. And also because I can't seem to find hand dye fabrics in Korea unless I order it from 123 Stitch and on Etsy, and that could add up. And I'm planning on starting a lot of bigger projects this year, so that's gonna really add up. And I really love Color and Cottons, but I can't really afford that right now, so I think I'm just gonna try to hand dye my own fabrics, and I think it'll be a really fun thing to do. And I know I just said I'm trying not to spend a lot of money, but January is my birthday month, so I'm going to buy some Mirabilias, and I'm planning on getting 2. So I'm going to get the Lilith of Labrador, and then Princess Eliana. I was choosing between Mermaid Perfume, the most recent mirror that came out in December, but I think I'll get the Princess Eliana first because I don't think the store that I go to even has Mermaid Perfume yet in stock, so I can get that later, but I'm planning on starting all the mirrors this year, or I mean next year. So 2021 will be the year of mirrors and pretty ladies like Lavender and Laces and Angels and Fairies for me, so super excited. I wanted to work on a lot of these before, but it's so big that it's sometimes hard to get into. But this year I'm just going to start a lot of mirrors and Lavender and Laces, and then also work on my perforated paper projects and small projects in between, so I could make some small ornaments and have some finishes in between. So here is my Lavender and Lace. Oh, here's my Blue Moon Angel. So this is what it looks like when it's finished. I don't think I need to show you my project again, but yeah, super pretty. And I have the Crescent Moon charm that she's holding, and I have the bead and everything. So yeah, and then this is the one that I want to start, and it's called Fallen Roses. And I like everything about this, but I might change her hair color to a brown or a dark brown, just like my hair, but I feel like that's going to change the whole look of the design. So if I do change her hair, I might change the fabric color and the whole color scheme of this design. But if I keep her hair kind of blonde, I'll just keep this the way it is. But yeah, this is a really pretty design. And then I have 6 or 7 mirrors here. Oh, 6 mirrors. So if I end up dyeing my own fabrics, I'm planning on starting all of these. I do have some fabrics, but I want to stitch them mostly on 40 counts, and I don't think I have that many 40 counts in my stash. So this is called Garden Prelude, and I really like her long black hair and her dress, and because she's holding or playing a violin. I used to play violin as a child, and I think my parents wanted me to do something musical, but it just wasn't for me. But I think this would be pretty easy to convert to 40 count if I could find something to replace the Krennic, but I'm sure I can find something thin enough for 40 counts. And then the beads are pretty easy to convert, and I can just use one strand of Karen water lilies, just like the MC. So yeah, super excited about this one. And I might skip the background and just do the lady. And then this is called Baker's Wife, and I just love this, the pink and the teal with the cupcake on her hand, the ruffles on her dress like Marie Antoinette, but the Kristen Dunst version. And I think this is pretty small, so I don't know if I even need to do this one on a 40 count. Lots of beads, and yeah, this is one of the smaller designs. And for the fabric, I think I had several ideas before, and this might change again, but I think I want to do a pastel fabric and just go all out in that direction with this. And this is my absolute favorite, and it's called the Dreamer. I just love the colors in this, like fall colors, and the way the fabric is moving. It looks like it's captured in the moment of swishing, if that makes sense. So this doesn't have any specialty stuff, only a couple of beads, so I think this will be pretty easy to convert to 40 count, so I'll be doing that. And yeah, super pretty. And I got this as a companion piece to my fairy idol, and it's called Rose of Sharon. And I was thinking about copying the roses and make it symmetrical onto this pillar as well, but now I think I like the asymmetricalness of this design. So yeah, and also I don't think I'll stitch this one on a 40 count to match my fairy idol because that was on a 32 count. So yeah, I'll just do this on a 32 count. And then this is my only other fairy, and this is called Titania, or Titania. Yeah, Titania, Queen of the Fairies. And I think she has one of the most pretty faces in mirror designs, and I really like how her wings look just so flowy and kind of translucent. Was this out of focus this whole time? Anyways, yeah, I want to dye a very pretty light bluish green fabric for this if I can. And yeah, I think this will be a really pretty one. And this is called The Kiss, and the only one with 2 characters that I have. And this is pretty much a full coverage piece except for the bottom here, so I might just get a solid color fabric for this one and don't really bother with dyeing my own fabric. But these has little charms in it, but I can always replace that with something else if I can't find the exact ones. So yeah, those are all of the mirrors and lavender and laces that I have, and I'm planning on starting all of these. So every 2 months I'll have a new start, and I think I want to start the Dreamer first. I think probably during the last week of January, because I want some time to finish my Santas and get some dyeing materials and experiment with it. Yeah, but I think I want to start the Dreamer first. But yeah, I think I'll have so much fun starting these with small projects in between. And I'm not sure if I'll do the Linen and Threads Mystery Cell next year, but it sounds really amazing. The design isn't released yet, but it says it's inspired by Spanish and Mexican pottery traditions, which I think it'll be really beautiful. And I think the stitch count was, I can't really remember, but it was a narrow, longer design. I don't know if it'll be like a long vertical or a long horizontal design yet, but I don't know, I'm tempted. It'll be released on the 1st of January, so if I do it though, I want to do it on a 40 count this year. But yeah, I'll let you know if I participate this year or not, but I want to see the first part first before I decide. But yeah, I guess that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and spending time with me again, and let me know if you have any questions and tell me about your plans for 2021. I think it's always really fun to talk about plans and new starts and the things that you're into. So let me know in the comments, and yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!